Yeah, we don't necessarily need it.
I know.
Okay, we up? Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order. It is Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Born and unborn.
Okay, minutes and reports received and filed.
Yes, we have the collector's September 2022 fees.
Okay, Commissioner Committee Liaison Reports, upcoming meetings and events.
They've got the Build My Future, the Home Builders Association Build My Future event today. It's all day. They have a bunch of high school students come in there and different trades there. They can go try things out. So if you're not doing anything, you can run by the fairgrounds and check it out. Solid Waste Management District Board meeting this afternoon. There's an LEPC fourth quarter meeting Thursday. I probably will not be able to attend that though. Denim and Diamonds Thursday night, where John cheats and all his tables win. I think that's about it till next week.
See, at 1:30 today is the Missouri State Tax Commission, and on the agenda is our narrative, I guess, on the 2-year maintenance plan. So I think I could dial into that. Then this afternoon is a Salute 23 meeting, Salute to America 23. Thursday, Heartland Port Working Group, Cole County Farm Bureau in the evening, dinner. Next Monday, this will get posted, I think. EMS Architectural Alliance architectural review of the facility at the corner of McCarty and Adams, right?
Yep.
So you'll see that as a posted meeting since we've all been invited at the commission.
Is this that parking lot?
Okay.
That's real estate, so we could go
Yeah.
into closed
Yeah.
session to talk about that.
Tonight, Historic City of Jefferson has a history of Osage City. Wednesday is our candidate debate. Thursday, I have a Medal of Honor meeting. Then I have an NROTC presentation at MU. And then the Cole County Farm Bureau annual meeting. Friday, I've got a presentation to Samaritan Center. And if anybody wants to go into Osage County Sunday, Westphalia has their Porch Fest. And Linda and I will be working that. So that is all I've got. Okay, appointments by commission. Reappointment of Craig Sullivan and Wynn Kelly to on-site wastewater treatment system board of review.
You good with them both? All right. Make a motion to appoint Mr. Craig Sullivan and Mr. Wynn Kelly to the on-site wastewater treatment system board of review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, any commission comments? Bids and contracts. Signing of annual contract with AP Triton for GEMT consulting services.
Morning.
Good morning.
So this is an annual contract with AP Triton, who's our consultant who helps us prepare our ground emergency medical transport reimbursement application every year. So as you recall, Medicaid, there's a federal or state program that reimburses us for our Medicaid transports for what costs aren't covered. So this agency helps us prepare that report, which is a lot of financial records and that sort of stuff. So I believe there is a set fee, plus they take 3% of whatever is returned to us via that. So just looking for permission to sign this contract today.
Institute.
Right. We do this, we do this annually, one-year
Correct.
contracts.
Yes.
Okay. I'll offer a motion to sign the annual contract with AP Triton for the GEMT Consulting Services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have any unfinished business? New business, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review.
Was yours on the last one?
It was,
Okay.
but you took care of that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable pending review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Approval and signing of the 2023 holiday calendar court orders.
In the last couple of years, we've had two different court orders, one for EMS and one for the rest of the county employees based on EMS's. They're observed on the holidays themselves. So if there's any questions about either one of those, the schedule pretty much mimics the state, except for two holidays that we don't get. And one is exchange for loading 8 hours that we did get at the beginning of the year.
Actually, EMS has shifted a couple, we've done this before, right? We shift a couple holidays so you get the day before Christmas or day before New Year's or something like that?
Yeah, correct. I propose no changes from 22 to 23. It seemed to work good for us over this calendar year. We like having it the day before and the day after because, our staff might get stuck working both and not have the opportunity to celebrate with their families. It also helps us with the staffing standpoint.
In exchange for that, you give up something else, don't you?
Correct.
Like Columbus Day
Yep.
or
Correct.
something else?
Yep.
Okay. So does this take two court orders, one for the regulars and one for EMS?
Yeah,
Mind approving them since you're signing each one.
I have two of them.
yeah, we got two. I mean,
Here, I'll take one and
We need to do one.
Make sure that you're signing the corrected EMS one that does not show New Year's Day 24.
yeah, Melody changed that.
Yeah, and send out a corrected one.
okay. I'll make a motion to adopt a court order for the EMS holidays for calendar year 2023 as presented.
Second. You said EMS?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll make a motion to adopt the court order adopting the holidays for the county for 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We got that. I received a letter from Social Services memorandum for Cole County Presiding Commissioner from John B. Ginride, Family Support Division Deputy Director. It's the 2023 4D budget. Prosecuting Attorney's Office, $351,967.97. Circuit Clerk's Office, $940. County total is $352,907.97. And this was also sent to Locke and Donnell, so anyway.
Budget allocation, so this means something to the auditor when you were working on the budget for,
Just the amount we can get reimbursed for.
okay,
Okay.
4D program.
yes,
I will give you that.
all right.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, we had that email from Eric Lanware about the door at Carnegie. We've got the work going on there and that door's not an ADA
Yes.
accessible door. I don't know if we talked about that. We want to have, we're gonna have to have two people involved with it. One person doing the door and one doing the Spalding concrete underneath it. I think we need to address it all while we're doing that work. So, Greg's not up here, but just want to direct him to get some bids on that, or, I don't know.
I thought I saw an email from him that said he was, when he was alerted to this, he was looking into, or did I
I
misread
thought we
it?
got something from,
Well, we've had this one and
Brady's.
then the health department door, so maybe I got them mixed up. Maybe he is looking into it. So, because the contractor doing the work can take care of the threshold and the other stuff, but the door needs to be somebody outside, so.
yeah, I thought he already had it, what, around $6,000?
That might have been
Was that
health.
hers?
It wasn't quite said.
Okay. Well, we can just let Greg know, and let's
Yeah.
look into this. While we're doing
Yeah.
this, all that work over there, we might as well make it
Sure.
ADA accessible, because right now they have to go around back.
Yeah, and
and use the
that's,
elevator. So you have a ramp to get to a door
Yeah.
that you can't get in, that's gonna piss them off even more, so.
We have a ramp out here that gets you over to a stair landing. You can climb up or down the stairs after you've been across the
Yeah.
ADA ramp.
no, it's, yeah, I think, but I will check with him and make sure he's on top of it.
Okay.
Okay,
This makes sense to do it while we've got all that.
oh, God,
going on.
yes. Well, it's to put a ramp, ADA ramp in, and then I'll have an ADA door. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I didn't think about it when we were bidding it,
I-
should have been thought about it ahead of time too, but
It's,
just got by us, so I think that's all I had then.
okay.
Is this a record?
It's close.
I got two things.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
okay.
yeah, here we go.
None that require any attention. Just for your knowledge, there was a release from the Center for Medicaid Services, or Medicare Services, earlier this week, stating that the inflation rate, or the inflation factor for EMS transport, is going to be increased by approximately 9.7% for 2023. So that means, in theory, we would receive an additional 9.7% on our Medicaid transports for reimbursement next year. So that would have fairly significant bump in our revenue, hopefully. Of course, that's offset by fuel prices, maintenance prices, all of the other things that we pay for, but it's better than nothing. The other request that I have is, built into our 23 budget was 3 additional captain stipends. So captains are our first line supervisors. We currently have 1 on each shift. Each shift has now expanded to 15 people, which means with the battalion chief and that frontline supervisor, they're supervising 7 people or 7.5 people between the two of them. Public safety, a lot of the literature out there says span of control to do it effectively is really about 3 to 5, so we are over that, supervisor to employee ratio. So I did plan in the 23 budget to add 3 more of those captain stipends. What I'd like permission to do today is start that testing process and that promotional process, so that if it does get approved for January, we can go ahead and promote. It is a fairly needed position. Balanced budget, I don't think there were any concerns, but worst case scenario, if you all decide not to do it in next year's budget, then we've done a testing process and we have a promotional list that we can use in the future. So I'd just like to get that process started as well.
Sounds reasonable to me.
What's the testing process?
Application, they'll have some practical testing, probably a couple
These are
interviews.
Existing employees.
The
right,
existing
that you're-
employees, yep.
You're gonna have apply for,
It's a stipend position. So, basically, if you're an entry-level employee, you can apply. This is the first line supervisor, so 1 level promotion, and we make them go through a promotional process to obtain those positions.
so then what does this do? I mean, you just go through a promotional process, and then if we don't approve it during budget, then it was just an exercise that if we change our mind later, then.
Correct. And we'd have an established list so that, if one of the existing captain positions became open, we could just promote off that list and we wouldn't have to test for it.
Okay. don't see anything wrong in
No.
trying it, but
I'm good, just tell them
I
that.
don't know why you can't supervise more than
Yeah.
3 people.
Well, you said 3 to 5, right?
3 to 5.
And we're at 7.5?
Yeah, the big issue that we have is geographical footprint. So, you know, when we have folks located in the city, the county kind of, you know, we need to have a supervisor out in the county who can kind of look outside those outside stations. You know, on big incidents, you know, when we're having to do operational things, it's good to have those frontline supervisors who can provide additional direction and those sorts of things. So,
But you have 3 of them on at every shift anyway, right?
we only have 2 on every shift.
2 on each
Yep.
shift, so you always have 2 available.
Yep.
Somewhat, so, and I think it's worth looking at, but. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any update on our newest ambulance?
No, we've been out there a couple times in the last week, just going fine tuning, you know, light fixtures and those sorts of things. But it seems to be moving right along. I'd anticipate seeing it within the next 4 to 5 weeks.
This gonna have a new paint scheme.
What's that?
Is this gonna have a new paint scheme?
It will. Yeah.
The new old paint scheme, right?
Uh,
It's going kind of back to the,
It's inverted, so you know you have the ambulance is
bit
white,
different
but it's
color.
blue stripes, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
thought the blue was a good idea, but apparently not.
They're hot.
Yeah, that's,
Say,
Never even thought about that.
Hmm.
They still look good though.
They do.
Big silver star on the side of the beam.
A cowboy star?
I didn't say that. Could have been a sheriff's star.
okay with that.
How come your stars aren't silver?
We're gold.
They're
they're,
pink
they're
now.
pink. Yeah.
Pink.
Okay, I digress.
Okay.
Were we supposed to do something with this, or was this FYI?
Just FYI.
Okay. Your
I will.
MediaCom bill's going up?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Damn.
They just have to give notice to the county commission
Yeah.
that their rates are going up, so that's what that is, so.
What is it?
MediaCom within
Oh.
the city limits of Jeff City. Not sure why they have to give us notice, but they say they do.
Okay.
Greg just emailed and said that people have been called to look at the door at Carnegie, so he's on it. So,
I texted him, so he wasn't watching on this. I'm sorry.
okay.
This is a little off topic, but still could be talked about. We saw a transfer this morning because EM is running out of fuel budget. Did I see something this morning? And
Yeah.
Good morning.
Speak up.
I've I've come a little unprepared, but yeah, you know, because of rising costs and some other expenses of which we have within that line item, it's causing us to run out of money at the end of the year here.
no,
We
just
feel
in that item.
yes, correct. Yes, not in the budget as a whole, but in that particular item. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I requested some transfer so that we can carry on through the rest of the year and make sure we have enough in that budget.
I'll catch the auditor unprepared for this question. So what are you doing for fuel? And we'll learn about it later for 2023 in terms of budget. Are you taking a wild guess at current rates
I think
or?
everybody is certainly asking for more money in their budget for next year, and it's just, I mean, I'm looking at trying to look at what we're gonna do, what that's all at the end of this year, what the projection is through the end of this year, and just, I think everybody's asking for a little more next year, so.
Road and Bridge does pretty thorough on their budget because they receive the revenue in versus their gas machine keeps track of how much each place, and then they have an average of what they think the gas prices are going up by a certain amount. So they do a pretty extensive thing with their budget. So that helps with all the other departments that fuel up out there,
Right.
so.
Yeah, we were caught fairly off guard this year from a budgetary standpoint. So when I was making my budget, I basically took the highest month in last 12 months and budgeted off of that. So it was like June, July, when gas prices were at their peak. And I know that's probably fairly conservative, but I'd rather balance my budget on a very high number than balance it on a low number like we did this year and have to use contingency funds. So at least from my perspective, I think we overshot just fine.
The problem we have is, and as well as him, it depends on how many transfers he has to make, how many runs we have to make for prisoners throughout the state. They're just a huge variable out there for us to really, to narrow it down and say, this is how much money we're gonna need. So we did the same thing, we just did, I don't wanna say whack, that's not good. We did an estimate as best as we can on that, so we adjusted ours pretty substantially.
Okay.
I do want, there's more people asking on the agenda for next week. We're at the renewal for the health, dental, and life for the 2023 year. So hopefully after that, we'll have the open enrollment. We've got scheduled for somewhere the 7th, 9th, and 10th of November. So the employees are starting to ask, so we will have that on the agenda for next week. If you guys have any questions, today we should have the stop loss renewal pricing in, so that's why we couldn't have it today yet. So just an update on that.
Don't have anything else? Good? Make a motion to stand in recess until 4:30.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Wondering which way you're gonna vote on it.
Oh, Harry.
You don't have to go home,